Well, I'm trying to see how many cards I can play tonight on the
Nexxlegacy.
Late Night Buzz. Brandon's here tonight, and as we go through the night, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in early because a lot of people filed in tonight because it ain't because of me. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's not because of your boy Brand tonight. It's because of the guest that we got, and the guest that we got, been watching her. Actually, I've been watching her for a minute. Not stalking watching, but just watching her grind, watching her hustle. This woman is bad. She's beautiful in a lot of ways, not just physically. So, without further ado, I want to welcome my girl, and actually she's brought to you by Tanjaureen.com, and we got Tanj in the building tonight. What's
Hey,
up, baby?
hi everyone. Hey. Thanks for that intro, Brandon. I'm glad you're not stalking, but watching my career, and I appreciate that. That's what's up.
I got to make sure I make that perfectly clear for the listeners because, of course, you're easy to watch, and of course, you are very talented in what you do. So, I got to make sure that I give it up and make sure that this woman gets all the recognition she deserves as far as not just being on TV, commercials, movies, videos, etc., doing radio, of course. I mean, you got a lengthy resume for all those people who don't know who you are, but like I said, people should though. So how you doing?
I am fantastic, like I like to say. Feeling good. Had a lot of meetings today. I'm finally getting home, winding down. What were you gonna say?
Fantastic. That sounds like that sounds like a new slogan or a new thing that people should put on their T-shirt or something like that. So
You know what? I should sell that on T-shirts and thongs and boxer briefs. You're right. Fantastic.
Oh, too, like, look it. Okay. Well, just you know what? If you got something on the boxers tip for the fellas, then sign me up. I'll buy some. I'll put on some
fantastic boxers.
I would if it's coming from you. It's coming from you, of course.
Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you're here tonight. We're gonna cover some stuff. I mean, I definitely want to talk about some of the stuff that you got on your website, of course. But I, wanted to start off by letting the people know and the listeners, and a lot of people filed in, and of course, from the role that you have playing Lauren on Zane's The Jump Off, which is actually a new one's debuting tomorrow on Cinemax, right? If people got it, they can go ahead and go check you out, right?
Yes, 11 p.m. on the East Coast and the West Coast. New episodes every Friday. This is the end of the season, so it's getting really juicy with the plot lines and the love triangle and the drama. There's some violence. Like, it's getting good. So please catch up. They play a few in a row at this time of I think tonight they might play like 3 tonight or something if you can catch up. But, yeah, get caught up. You can watch it on tomorrow.
Get caught up. It's like episode 12, if memory serves me correct. So, make sure y'all go through the list. If you got on-demand, cable, or whatever, you could definitely go check it out as well. And, I'll start off with that because, that's what a lot of people are really, paying attention to as far as what you got going on. How was that role that you're playing now? How did it all kind of come about?
I play Lauren Strickland. She is a sportscaster on Zane's The Jump Off, and I got the role because Eamon Joseph was the guy that's the lead on the show. He's Dimitri, the football star. He actually called me and asked me to audition. I already knew about the audition. I had a friend of mine who's an agent who had already sent me the sides and asked me to audition, and I wasn't really tripping on it at first. I was just like, whatever. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I didn't go into that audition. But when Eamon called me, he's a friend of mine. I've known him for like 6 years. He said, if you get this part, you'll be playing my love interest. We already know each other really well. We'll have a good chemistry. Just come down to the audition and check it out. So that's kind of what led me there. I got there. He was in the room with me, so we read together on camera. And when they played it back for all the producers, they all loved it. They loved seeing us together. And they called me the next day, and they were like, you got the part? We're emailing you 13 scripts, and you start tomorrow. And I was like, slow down. Let me go do some push-ups and some sit-ups first. Like, let me get in shape. Hold on. Like, it just all happened really quickly. It was crazy. But, yeah.
So it all came super fast, and of course, with Zane being Zane, and, everybody knows her from the books, and, she had the Sex Chronicles, earlier as far as her debut as far as directing on Cinemax, and now she's taking on this. So were you up for it? Like, I mean, they basically just like, wow, you know what, this woman wowed us, and we're just going to go ahead and give it to you, and, you know, damn if anybody else tries to audition for this thing, it's yours to lose, right?
Well, you know, actually, they had already cast all the other roles a month prior, and I guess they had a problem filling my role. And I think they finally got somebody, but she was a porn star, and they didn't want any adult film actors to actually be a lead in this. They wanted it to be real, you know, mainstream actors and actresses that could, you know, memorize the lines quickly, move along quickly, but yet were, you know, free enough to, I guess, look like porn stars. So they didn't move forward with her, and then that's when I got the call from Eamon. So I was like, all right, this is my boy. And Zane is amazing. She's a great writer, and her stuff is always successful on TV and in the books. So let me just go check this out. So yeah, it was a blessing.
So you've had a lot of, you know, you've had your hands in a lot of actual shows, being on the Steve Harvey Show, Days of Our Lives, Without a Trace, Girlfriends, According to Jim. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. So I mean, you know, your acting resume kind of speaks loud. Like, you know, Johnson's Family Vacation. I mean, it speaks loud in a sense where you've actually, you know, refined and defined your acting skills. So before I get into, you know, some of the actual real down stuff, let me just kind of get this not out of the way, but so people can actually appreciate exactly what you do. So you're acting, when you do what you do, because there's a lot of people that wish they had the kind of roles that you've had throughout your career so far. So what kind of drive do you have as the person you are to be able to deliver what you've delivered so far in this business when it's real hard to do?
Thank you for the compliment. I think a lot of my drive comes from the fact that there is no plan B. Some people move out here from another state and they say, I'm going to give it 6 months, I'm going to go back home and I'm going to work in my father's business. Or some people just try it for a year and then they get into real estate or something else. Like, this is something that's been in my blood since I was 6 years old and did my very first stage play in elementary school. And I love the feeling that I got from that. And so from that moment on, I knew that this is what I was going to be doing. So even when I went to college, I majored in radio, television, and film production. I have a production company now called Citrix Cinema. And pretty much everything I do is entertainment, you know, showbiz related, because I can't see myself being happy doing anything else. Anything else would feel like work. So I think my drive comes from the fact that I don't want to fall back on a waitressing job or an office job, and there's nothing wrong with those jobs. I just know that it wouldn't make me happy, and I wouldn't look forward to going to work every day. So for me to be happy and want to wake up and get out of bed when the alarm goes off, I've got to do something showbiz related. I just have to. So I'm looking on the breakdowns. I'm looking for new roles. I'm meeting with producers. I'm, you know, sending postcards. I'm following up on leads just so I remind people, hey, I'm still out here. I didn't give up. I didn't move back in, you know, with my mama. Cast me. And they do.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I mean, you know, a lot of people should be able to take that and run with it, because they always look at, you know, especially if it's your passion and you love what you do and you don't want to take what you say is a secondary option. There should be no secondary options at all. So, you know, I mean, to me, you're only happy as if, especially in the workforce, you're only happy as you yourself make yourself, and you can't do it with doing something you don't love at the end of the day, right?
Exactly. So I feel like if you don't follow your dreams, you're going to spend your days making somebody else's dream come true, and that's what the 9-to-5ers are doing. You know, and if it pays the bills and you feed your family, good. But it means that whoever runs that company that you work for, their dreams are coming true. So I'm working for myself. I'm the CEO of Citrix Cinema. I hire people under me. I make my dreams come true, and that's what keeps my drive going.
Amen to that, and I love it. Late Night Buzz has Tanjaureen Martin on deck tonight, and you know I got to ask you, right, because, you know, with Zane, the jump off being what it is, you know, there's a lot of sex scenes. So, you know, how comfortable or uncomfortable is doing what you're doing with a bunch of cameras and, you know, damn near naked in most cases? I mean, you know, how do you do what you do and still be able to, you know, get through these scenes without either laughing or whatever? You know what I mean? Because I know it's a funny deal, right?
There is laughter, trust me, especially if anybody's watched the show, they know that my love interest, Dimitri Vance, has a sling on his arm for half the season, and we still have to do these sex scenes. So it's like when you want a man to dress you and undress you and unsnap your bra, but he's got one arm, and then you're told to get in a certain position, and now the arm is not coming off, and then, you know, he's wearing magnetic earrings because his ears aren't pierced, and so those earrings are now jumping onto my jewelry. Like, it just, funny stuff happens when we shoot, and we have to play it off because we are paid to be actors. We're paid to look like we're in love. I mean, I love Eamon like a big brother, but I have to look passionately at him and pretend that his wiener is not right there next to my kitty cat. And just go with, you know, what the director is yelling out. She's cute. She'll yell out, and what's extra funny is she'll yell out stuff like, "Okay, now come, orgasm." Like,
no way,
okay.
Are you serious?
She would crack us up, and I'm like, okay. And I was so taken back by that the first time I heard it said, but I forgot what I do in real life when I am having an orgasm, so I don't even know what I do.
No, stop that. Stop.
I know.
Stop.
I'm serious because I'm acting.
Stop.
I'm like, wait, I'm not used to somebody yelling out to tell me, orgasm now.
You are too much.
Like,
You funny. You know what? But you know you stop that now. You know the difference. You're not.
I mean, when I'm actually having sex, I know the difference. But when I was faking, I completely forgot to actually say, "Oh, baby, I'm coming," or all that crap. You know, like, I forgot all that stuff. I was like, oh, man, everybody's watching us, and they're looking at the lighting, and they're checking our angles, and they're telling us to lift our leg in the other direction, and they're readjusting us. And then when we think we're done, they put us in a new position, and we start over for another 5 minutes. And it's like the scenes went on and on and on. We're like, don't you have it by now? We want to get it close right now. Like, yeah.
Hey, Tans, you got cue cards? They give you cue cards, too, when you do this, when you do what you do? They break out the cue cards?
I wish they did. Instead, they're just yelling out loud. It's so tacky. I love it.
Wow. No, because, you know, I got to ask, because I know, you know, and you know, if for the most part, if you want to talk about, you know, relationship stuff, we could do that shortly. But, you know, I'm telling you, know, if you got a man or a woman or whatever, and, you know, you had those kind of scenes, I mean, you kind of got to, you know, understand that it's actually a business, and this is what you're doing as opposed to it being, you know, real life in a sense, where you're catching feelings, or, you know, a lot of people tend to worry about that sometimes, especially if you're in a relationship.
Yeah. I was dating someone the day that Eamon called me, and he was actually in the car with me, so I said to him, hey, I got this opportunity. You know how Zane does it, so whatever this show is about, I'm sure is going to be a lot of sex like her last show. Is it cool with you if I go to this audition? And he was super cool. He was like, yeah, absolutely, it's your career. You know, don't understand the weight of that. Go in there, you know, they'll make your money. And then when I booked it, I was like, okay, I booked it. Now, do you still mean what you said? Can I still do it without any beef? And he was like, yeah, you know, go ahead. So I think the cool thing is that he doesn't have Cinemax. So I'm lucky that way. So he hasn't actually seen it.
So that means you're for the fellas out there listening that you are in a relationship, you are involved. Yes.
I am.
You are.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
All right.
I am.
Heard a little hesitation though, but it's solid.
Yeah, he's great. He's amazing. I mean, I don't normally bring him out in the public eye, you know.
No doubt.
Hollywood,
no doubt.
And I'm a sexy, you know, I do sexy shit. But since you asked, yeah, he's a great guy, and I couldn't be happier. Damn it.
Damn it. Tanjaureen Martin, our guest on the Late Night Buzz. And you know what? I wanna ask you about your website. People actually go check our website out. It is tanjaureen.com. If you don't know how to spell tangerine, I'll do it for you now.
Thank you.
TANJAREEN.com. And you got a lot of stuff on there. And you know, I was, you know, being a fan of you, of course. I mean, I was checking out not just the photos. I was looking at all the other stuff you do. From, you know, I want you to tell me this whole celibate nympho thing and what's going on with that.
Oh, yes, I have a web series. It's called The Celibate Nympho Chronicles, and, of course, that's an oxymoron of the sexiest kind. Basically, when I was devout Christian going to one of those 15,000-member churches. I was celibate for 3 years, waiting on my husband so that I could finally have sex. And there was a lot of funny things that happened during that journey with dating guys who try to push the envelope and see just how far I would go. Was I really celibate, or was I one of those girls who said she was celibate until she had some Hennessy? So it was fun to see them try to, oh, well, can I eat her out? Or, can I hump her? Like, all these different things they would try to do. I told myself, I'm going to write a book because this stuff is silly, the stuff that I'm going through. And then I would talk to other girls that were celibate, and they were going through the exact same things. And I'm like, you know what? I bet the book would be popular, but now internet is the new craze. So let me do a web series. So the web series is based on me being celibate but looking for Mr. Right, and starring so far Tony Rock, Wesley Jonathan from World Bounce. He's sweet. He's also on the show The Soul Man. It stars Malik Yoba. You know him from Alphas and New York Undercover. Aloma Wright. She was on Scrubs, and she's on Days of Our Lives. Who else? I had a bunch of comedians in there. Clayton Thomas, Doughboy. Some episodes I haven't even aired yet have the comedians in it. But it's just been a great experience. It won a bunch of awards, and I've got some more celebs lined up to do other episodes. I'm going to start shooting some more in about 2 months. But it's just a funny look at what women are thinking and going through when they're looking for Mr. Right.
Okay. So now this is, like, from what you said, I mean, this sounds like this is something that you went through, like you said, 3 years of being celibate, and I mean, from all the it might be a weird question, but, you can actually explain it in detail if you want, but the weirdest thing that you had to go through when you were in a relationship or dating or whatever, I mean, you didn't already say the dry humping and, okay, well, if I eat you out, is that, does that really count, or... or if you give me head, does that count? Or, what are some of the other crazy things that you had to go through while you were going through the celibacy?
Well, the classic one that everybody listening has already known. They've either tried it with a woman or they've been a woman who's had it at, can I put the tip in? Everybody went through that.
Yep.
See, you're remembering the time that you said it, Brandon. Can I put the tip in?
You know what? And you were so damn right too, because just a tip. I won't go in. Trust me. Trust me.
Because if you can get the tip in, and you can smash. And so that question was asked quite a bit, and to me and to my girls who were celibate, and so that issue, it comes up in the web series as well. And I'm proud to say my web series was just featured in Vibe magazine this month. They talked about the top 10 web series that you should be watching, and mine was one of them. So I was kind of excited about that. And
congratulations, sweetheart. Very good.
Thank you.
Right on.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
So what else? I know there's something else. There's got to be something else aside from that. That sounds like the normal, typical kind of thing that a guy would say to try to, break that celibacy down, I guess you could say. But what are some other things? 'Cause to me, I just think it's kind of off the wall in a sense because, a lot of guys, I'm a guy, so, we all have those kind of, hey, you know what, I'm going to be the one, so we need to just go ahead and get married. Were you proposed to during that time?
I was proposed to before that and after that. During it, it was more like, I don't know, there's a lot of deacons in the church that were trying to holler at me on the low.
No.
It was really interesting. A lot of guys who were in discipleship groups with brothers, like every week studying the Bible with a small group of people, they were trying to holler on the low and looking all righteous in front of people. But I think it was because they were so used to women saying it but not actually, backing it up. So they figured, they could just keep asking me or keep pressuring me, and I would give in. And so they found out, I said it would take 3 dates, and that was pretty much the average. By the third date, they realized, oh, she really is celibate. Okay. So I said my book was going to be called 3 Dates. But things changed to Celibate Nympho because it was catchier.
No, that makes sense. I mean, and your goal for being celibate was, like you said, not just trying to find your husband, but maybe it's just self-reflected in a lot of ways, too. So sometimes it's a little bit deeper than just saying I'm just not going to have sex, right?
Yeah. I was feeling convicted because of what the pastor was always preaching about. He was really making you feel like if you were a murderer or a thief or you had sex, you were all in the same category. So I felt really, really convicted. But when I stopped having sex, I did have a lot more energy to get my things done on my to-do list. I was much more focused on what needed to be taken care of, and I was also able to see men for who they really were because they stopped sending me their representative, and they started being honest with me, and they started being buddies. We could watch the game together. We could talk about other women they were dating. I could give them advice. They became much more transparent and honest with me because we weren't blinded by sex. So it was definitely a wonderful experience. It wasn't easy. I don't think I'd ever do it again, but I definitely got a lot of it when I did. Yeah.
But, okay, you just said you had a lot more energy, but, I mean, I kind of think sex is like exercise, and especially when it's fun sex, long-lasting sex, it kind of builds up stamina, right?
Well, it depends on what you're doing and who's doing most of the work. I mean, you got to take into account your health level, your heart rate, your stamina, your diet, all of that. But one thing I do know, especially with men, I learned this from my herbalist because I'm really into holistic health, is every time a man ejaculates, a little bit of him dies because you're getting rid of things you need, certain nutrients like zinc or whatever. And your child is in there. And when you think about it, the traits that make your nose shape the way they are, your eye color, how your ears stick out or don't stick out, how your earlobes are shaped, all that is in your nut. That you touch yourself and it comes out. That could have been a child. So there's a lot of nutrients in that little squirt. And every time you do that, you're losing nutrients. You're dying. So you're tired. You want to take a nap. You don't want to hug the girl anymore. You don't want to cuddle. You want her to go home.
Really?
You want to roll over.
Really?
You want to take a nap.
Where they do that at? Where they do that at?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're good guys, Brandon. But I mean, most guys, I'm
down for hugging and, round two. There's not a problem with that. It's okay.
Okay, and after round two, do you still want to cuddle or do you want to roll over and cool off and fall asleep?
Probably after round three.
Okay, now you're bragging, Brandon, and we didn't need to know all of this about you. We didn't need to know. This was none of our business, Brandon. Over here flirting on the internet. Trying to get my attention.
No, I mean, but you see, I'm all right. I'm about to look at
hilarious.
It's because of you, Tanj. It's all because of you, sweetheart. It's all because of you. But I feel what you're saying because like you said, it's a part of us does die, I guess you could say, because that used to be the thing they would say way, way, way back in the day too. Like that was the ultimate climax that you have. I mean, everybody that does die a little bit, I guess you could say. But interesting on how you put it that way. But to me, I always see it as a workout too, though. So
well,
that's just me, though.
You definitely burn calories. You definitely burn calories. Some wonderful hormones going around. It's like the endorphins that go out when you're exercising. So it definitely can be seen as that as well. But
no doubt.
There's some people who just lay there and sweat and fall asleep. So you never know. There's all kinds.
Tanjaureen Martin is our guest on the Late Night Buzz, and you said you're real big on just making sure you take care of your body, of course, because from what I see, your body is nice. So I got to give you credit for that.
Thank you very much.
Because I don't think you just lay there and then automatically one day it just develops the way it does. I mean, you got to put a little work into it as well, right?
Yeah, I really watch what I eat. I'm mostly vegan, but I'm vegetarian. I'm real big on fruit and vegetables, healthy grains, hardly any. I have an article on my website called Kill Whitey, where I talk about not eating white sugar, white potatoes, white flour, white salt, and I tell you the things to substitute for that, and it really helps to keep you clean on the inside and healthy and all that stuff. But yeah, 80% of it, like the saying goes, 80% of health and fitness is diet. And then, you can exercise and all that. But you got to clean yourself out from the inside. And then it's easy to get rid of unwanted pounds and tone up the muscle after that. I'm really into all that. Yeah.
So what's this Urban Vixen blog you have on Tanjaureen.com?
That's where I put health tips because a lot of people write me and ask me questions. And instead of me replying to everyone, it's much easier for me to just put a subject out, and then I send a monthly newsletter out telling people, which TV shows or films or whatever I'm on. And at the end of the newsletter, I put Eat Clean with Tanjaureen, and it's always a tip about, a great new vegan restaurant that might sell soul food that you would love even if you like meat, or I might tell you, an easy way to make your child eat their vegetables, some tricks, but I tell you how to eat vegetarian for the whole day. Like, what would a snack be? What would breakfast look like? What would dinner look like? So I just want to give advice because our people of color, are starting to allow themselves or have allowed themselves to die of disease instead of old age. And so I don't want that to be the case for this generation. I want you to live to be, 120 and just take your last breath when you're ready to go, as opposed to being on 12 medications for the last 15 years of your life and being weak and slow and sick and back and forth to the hospital all the time. That's not what we were called to be as kings and queens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. I mean, see, I love the fact that you're doing something like that just so you can be able to leave that good legacy, not just for the women. You don't cater. See, one thing about you that I love, I'm just putting it out there on the air. The one thing that I love about you, Tanj, is the fact that you just don't cater to the women. You actually, keep it universal, I guess you could say, because there's stuff that I can learn as a man from you, and, you're just not just saying that, hey, this is for my sisters or this is for the women out there. It doesn't matter what color it is. You do it for everybody, so that's really solid. So I got to, put you on that pedestal one more time if you don't mind.
No, I love it. I'll stand up here as long as you want me up here. But I don't believe in independent women or that anything in nature is independent. I think everything naturally needs something else. Like a plant needs water, it needs sunlight. I think men need women. We're a team, so it doesn't do me good to help one without the other. We got to work together. Yeah.
And we do need you, Tanj. We do. Well, I do personally. So
I need you too. I am Brandy.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So you people out there, you can actually go check her website out, which is tanjaureen.com. You can follow her on Twitter right now. She actually tweets back. She responds back just in case she's not. She doesn't have 50 million people running that Twitter site or spot or whatever. She can actually reply back to you if she's not working out or acting or doing what she does. You can actually hit her up on Twitter at Tanjaureen, just like I spelled the .com, which is TANJAREEN. So you can be able to do that as well. And I have a couple more questions, and I want to go back just to the acting, because I kind of feel like people definitely need to follow suit, especially for the young women out there that do live it loose, and they feel like, okay, well, I got to shake my ass one more time just so I can be able to get a good gig or to have a guy notice me. So when it comes back to just the grind that you actually have, I mean, what are some of the misconceptions that a lot of people attach you with, too, when it comes to that? Because, like I said, to me, as a guy, now I'm not just saying that because you're on the line and all these listeners are listening or whatever. Like, to me, I was like, okay, well, I want to know if this woman can act, not, looking at some of the work that you do. And I was sold on your acting skills, and you just so happen to be sexy, so that was a plus. So what are some of the misconceptions that are attached to what you do?
I think when any woman is successful, if she's easy on the eyes, they assume she slept her way to the top. There's a comedian who talks about, if Halle Berry gets the part, oh, she must have booked the director, but if Condoleezza Rice, became the president, because people don't find her attractive, then it's like, oh, that bitch worked hard. She must be smart. So it's unfortunate that people think that way. But
Word.
So I'm sure there are people who probably think that I'm easier than to get to sleep with, because I wear fitted clothes, and I've done some roles that I've done are sexy. But then, there's some roles where I'm a WNBA player, or I think I was a basketball player on 2 or 3 different times. But there's a couple of times where I was a hooker on Strong Medicine, on Without a Trace. But there's a variety. I was a lawyer. But the things that get the attention are the sexy roles. So if all you focus on are the sexy roles, and that's all you think that I've done, then you probably think I have sex to get them, or that you could have sex with me, or tell me that you can. I meet a lot of guys who tell me that they're big in the industry and they can help me, but they want to sleep with me. And maybe if I gave them a shot, maybe I'd be, I say take the J-Lo route, or and be bigger than I am, But I didn't do that, and so I had to actually work, and I don't want to take the elevator up. I'm taking the steps, one step at a time, to get ready to go. And so it's taking a little longer, but I feel better about myself. My soul can rest at night. So I'm okay with that.
I mean, when you say take a little longer, what do you mean as far as, getting big screen roles or getting bigger television roles as far as
Exactly.
something like that?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
More mainstream things, like things that are crossover. Because, there's other races don't always know what the urban actors are doing until you cross over into something that is more universal. So that takes,
Right.
The right connection. It takes the right agent. It takes the right packaging deal from production companies, all that stuff. So it takes time. It takes a lot more meetings, all that good stuff. But there's probably a shorter way. There's probably somebody that I could go give a blowjob to that would promise me that. But,
No
I'm
doubt.
cool.
No doubt. But that's real, though. I mean, as sad as it may be, there's a lot of people that actually do sleep their way to a portion of the top, but then, that top is only lived as long as people tolerate, what kind of person you really are, and then the truth comes out, and then you're not really what you were. But I would rather see a chick just, grind hard and get themselves up there because they actually have talent. So, like you said, when you say,
Right.
hey, you know what, it's gonna take a little bit longer for you to get there, you know what, just by the resume that you got, I mean, it's not gonna take too long for you to actually do that. So, once again, keeping you on that pedestal tonight on the late night buzz is what I do. So, so you've been on television too. So, I know you have an opinion about, should I say, reality shows. Just reality shows and just the evolution of TV from, how it was back in the day, because, we're probably the same age kind of. So we're probably at that age where we've seen, like, some of these real good sitcoms stick around for as long as they have, and then, it is getting a little tired, so it's time to say goodbye. And then nowadays, 2013, you only see some of the sitcoms that may be decent or not at all. They only stay one season, maybe two. So what happened to TV?
Yeah. What happened to TV is dollars. There's always a phase where a different type of genre comes out that can save money, and everybody jumps on it. So there was a time where they were spending a lot of money on sitcoms, and that's when we had The Cosby Show and A Different World, and, those were really good programs. And then the talk show era came in, and they found out that all you have to do is put a couch and a microphone down. You don't have to pay a bunch of writers because these people are giving, segment producing, and then you throw an audience in there. You save a ton of money. You still get advertising dollars. You still get people to watch. You have your guests fight each other. Everybody will love it. And so there became all these talk shows. Richard Bay, Sally Jesse Raphael, Jerry, what's his name? Springer. Jerry Springer started.
Jerry Springer,
back then.
Yep.
And that's when Oprah first came out. Lisa Gibbons had a show. Like, that was the thing to do for that little time period. And everybody was mad. All the people that were from the sitcom world were pissed off at talk shows. Then the talk show thing died down. Only a couple of shows lasted. And then reality was another cheap thing you could do. Now let's pretend that this is really happening and that the cameras are just a fly on the wall, and let's have them argue here instead of on a couch. Let's have them argue at their fake house. And let's save money there because, again, we don't have to pay writers. We don't have to pay all the things that are usually union jobs. And we still get the advertising dollars just to get the audience. So it's just a thing of saving money. And slowly this year and last year, you start seeing more sitcoms come out because BET has, Kevin Hart show, and they tried the second generation Wayans show, and then, Read Between the Lines, and then Tyler Perry's got another show, not just the Why Did I Get Married, but he's doing that other one now that just came out. Like, there's a bunch of new sitcoms, so finally people are scripting shows again. People can make money again, but the budgets are smaller because, once again, it's about the dollar. So whereas you used to could make, $40,000 an episode, now they're trying to offer you $10,000 an episode, which is a slap in the face, but it's still more than your mom probably made in 6 months.
No doubt.
So it's like, and then there's some shows that want to offer you $5,000 or $1,000 an episode, and it's like, man, do I sell my soul for this, or do I wait tables? So it's all about money, and if you can get somebody to do the role for cheaper, then they'll hire that person so they can save. So that's all it is. I
just feel like, Tanj, that when it comes to, only reason why I don't watch a lot of them is because a lot of, like you said, I mean, when the budget is low as it is, then maybe the quality of work isn't going to be as good as it once were was back in the day. Like, you know, just some of the top-of-the-line actors and actresses was just was trendsetters. And then the other shows, it was more creative, I guess you could say, than it was back now. And now it's just kind of like out of way where it's just like, I guess you get what you pay for in a lot of ways, right?
You do, and then everybody's recycling ideas. So now you're having remakes of movies and remakes of TV shows, and they figure, okay, everybody who's age 18 to 25 didn't remember the first time this movie came out, so let's do the movie again, and let's redo the show with a different cast. And so, you know, they're able to keep making money off of the same idea over and over and over again. And, you know, nobody's telling them to stop. People are still going out and supporting it. So, you know, they make their money.
Yeah.
And the only way to change that is to produce your own stuff. So
that is very true.
That
is very true. You just answered my other question I was gonna have for you. So, you know, hey, you must read my mind tonight too. Like, okay, well, you know, we're here. And as I put my two fingers up and
I know what you're doing, Dan. I know what you're doing. We're here. We're here. I got you.
Tanjaureen Martin is our guest on the Late Night Buzz. And you know what? I'm going to bring it back full circle because, Zane, the new one will be airing on Friday on Cinemax at 11 p.m. East, West, whatever. Make sure y'all go ahead and check it out. And she plays Lauren. So back to that real quick. Are we gonna see before all this stuff kind of comes to a close how all this stuff is going to happen with that damn stalker that Dimitri got going on? Is this going to happen? Is this going to come to an end this season, or is it just going to be, you know, I know you can't tell me, like, cliffhangers, but, you know, it's gotten kind of crazy. I mean, a chick over there going to, like, the little voodoo place, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, is it really that serious? Do women really act like that, Tans? Come on, keep it real.
Oh,
women act like that?
Ben, yes, they do, and men do as well. Men do as well. I've had
men do too?
Yes. It's serious out there. The sex or a fantasy of what you think the relationship can become will keep you committed to somebody who ain't thinking about you. And Brenda, played by Latifah Cresswell, she's a great actress, a really, really close friend of mine. We got really close after we shot this because I didn't know her before this, so she's just as sweet as she can be. She's totally opposite of the character that she plays, but I love her on the show. And I think she brings some great drama to it. And to answer your question, I don't know that situation will be resolved by the end of the season. I don't know that it will be. I know that she gets crazier and crazier with each episode. That's all I can say. Yeah, you got. Well,
you tell my girl when you talk to her since y'all tight, tell her, hey, you know what? You crazy girl, you crazy.
I'm going to tweet her that from you.
getting combs and brushes and all kind of stuff, running back to the voodoo man. Like, come on now. Hey, I didn't have some good sex in my life, but it ain't twisted me inside and out where it's just like I got to go park somewhere and just wait for somebody to show up. Hey, the sex may have been off the chain good.
On his car so she could follow him.
For real?
Put the tracker on there. But think about it. He's a millionaire NFL star. So if she could be his wife, she would have it made. So she's thinking that I'm over here all the time, we're having sex all the time. I've got to be the one he's going to marry. So when somebody else comes into the picture, that ruins her whole fantasy. So she's got to do what she's got to do for survival. Yeah.
I mean, she could have just did what a lot of other chicks do. Now, I ain't saying a lot, but enough to know. She could have just threw the pregnancy card in the air for as long as she could make that last. Like, you see, you can read my mind. See, I'm just saying.
And a lot of women do get pregnant on purpose by somebody they think is going to provide for them. But then, what's that dude that went to jail for trying to kill the chick?
Ray Caruth.
Yeah, then you have those situations.
Yep. Yeah, to be continued on that one because that's going to turn into something a little bit later, though. So, you know, stay tuned for that. But before I let you go, I still got a couple of things as far as to ask you about your bio. And you people can go to tanjaureen.com. You can actually check it out as well. So, you know, a lot of people
find my guest book. If you're listening, can I just say that? I'm sorry to cut you off. I have a guest book on my website. Please sign it. And just like you said, it's not spelled like the fruit. It's spelled Tanjaureen, and my last name is .com. So just type in tanjaureen.com, go to the guest book, and tell me that you heard me on Nexxlegacy Radio with I Am Branded. Okay,
can I sign it too? Can I sign it like twice?
Please do. Please do. I would love that.
I'm gonna do
You're
that.
funny.
So,
Yeah.
so Tanjaureen is your real name, right? That was like so many people asking questions, so people wanted to throw that out there. So that is your real name, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And since your name is Tanjaureen, do you like the fruit?
I love all fruit, actually. I've loved fruit my entire life, and my very favorite fruit in the world are cherries. But I do like tangerines as well.
Okay, so if I bring you a bowl of cherries, you're just, you're going to break out crying. It's the best gift I ever got.
I would love that. I would love that, especially if they're washed and chilled.
Okay.
I would love that.
Taking notes right now. Taking notes. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of people can actually check this out as well, but, I just, going through your website, of course, because, I love the vibe. I mean, the vibe of your website, it's real. So you got me all tongue-tied. The vibe is really, really good. It tastes like a tangerine.
Hey,
like
thank you. I built it myself.
In my opinion. Did you really?
I did. I wanted it to reflect me, so yeah, I built it.
All right.
Every bit of it.
So of course your turn-ons is like an open-minded, health conscious guy. You put on here heterosexual male model, so does it have to be a male model from what myself and other people say? But
as opposed to a female model, or as opposed to a
or as opposed to just a regular.
I wanted to clarify. I could have put male model, but most of them are not straight, so I'm not really turned on by the ones that aren't straight.
No, I mean, I understand you threw the whole heterosexual out there, but it doesn't have to be a male model, though. I mean, could it just be a regular, round-the-way guy?
I love regular, round-the-way guys, but if you read on, I love sexy, inviting lips, and I love defined arms. So if the regular, round-the-way guy has defined arms and sexy lips, then, he's got a chance.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you got to have nice lips. Arms is nice. You got to have. Now, when you put mutual orgasm, you really gonna put that? That should be like everybody's goal. Like I should give you one. You should give me one. We should give each other one. We should do it multiple times, right? Like
but you'd be amazed at how many people don't realize how important that is, and they wonder why their woman is cheating on them, or doesn't want to stay with them, or doesn't pick up the phone when they call.
Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy.
Yeah.
Pay attention, guys.
It's hard, though. Women have to be mentally turned on to have an orgasm with a man during sex, and it's very hard to keep her mentally stimulated the whole time. Whereas a man, the wind can blow a certain way, and he's good, and then he can easily, orgasm. So I think that the hard work, guys don't want to spend that much time. You got to stroke it this long, but this direction, and da-da-da-da. Like, nobody wants to do with all that. So they get theirs, and then they go on, and they're go to their boys, yeah, I beat it up. Yeah, I killed it. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. He's not going to call you anymore, but okay.
Okay, you know what? I can't really come at you with a solid comeback because I know from talking to other guys, that's how we talk. I mean, that's the guy thing. Guys do say what they say. It is what it is. But as a guy who actually gives a damn about how a woman feels, it's important for me that you have multiple orgasms. So, like you said, that mental stimulation, if you're already, I would say, damn near 100% there on a mental level, you should be able to handle your business on the physical if you pay attention to what a woman needs, right?
Well, all right. You flirted again, I see, but okay.
Hey, I'm just throwing it in the wind. To me, am I lying when it comes to that though? Because a lot of us guys, we don't really pay attention too much as far as when you say right there, that really means right there. Do your best. And don't just do it for 2 seconds or whatever it is. Keep doing it until you tell me to move on, right? Sometimes you got to be the director, right?
That's exactly it. But I don't know if everybody has the stamina or the patience to keep up what is needed. And so that's where it becomes difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but that
So
could be a whole nother lesson.
the goal is you got to be mentally in the game, and you got to take notes, and you got to take notes on the fly, because sometimes you can't afford to waste time, because you might be shown the door quicker than than the next, right?
Right.
To a certain point.
Right.
So, all right, and cuddling on a rainy night, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I
Especially
love
after
that.
a mutual orgasm. That's it. That's it. Yeah, see, I'm
It's
going
not the
through a
average
checklist
thing.
right now. Going through my
It's
checklist.
not your average list on an actor website of things, I know. But
It is,
honestly,
and that's and that's
what
why
I
I
like.
wanted to share it with the listeners too. So they're probably going to hit up your website, and they're going to watch all the stuff they need to watch. Which, of course, the celibate and info, and definitely get into the Urban Vixen blog too. But just really get to know this woman, because I'm telling you, down to earth as they come, cool as they come, and she even got a nice picture when she was a young one, and real solid, real solid. I mean, I'm appreciating the fact that you are opening your door to so many of us who should, at the end of the day, appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you. I think, each one teach one, and I appreciate you reaching out to me to do an interview. I'm flattered. I love to run my mouth, so why not? And here we are. So thank you very much.
And as I close, make sure you go ahead and watch this young lady kill it as a nice, to me, I think your role kind of, it's really, I would love to see how everything develops as we go, as far as you playing Lauren on Zane the Jump Off, which airs Friday on Cinemax, brand new ones. But check out Cinemax in general for reruns and all that good stuff. If you have on demand, you're definitely in the house, because you can be able to watch all the episodes. And follow this young lady on Twitter right now at Tanjaureen, Tanjaureen. Do it now. Not now, but right now, too. So
thank you.
This has been fun. It's been fun. We
Yeah.
gotta come do this again, especially when it gets real crazy with this whole thing, this jump off thing. Especially if something's going on with your character, I'm gonna have to hit you up and be like, "Hey, come back on the show so we can talk about this." Because
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
So,
all right.
Before you go, is there anything that you would like to say to your fan base, new and established, that's been listening to this show? I'm gonna let you have the rest of the floor before you go.
Oh, wow. I just want to say thanks for listening to this interview. I hope that you learned something about me that you had no idea about. I hope that you will continue to follow me on my journey. And I'm on all the social sites, Instagram, YouTube, Vine. I ain't putting it on Vine yet. I'm still figuring out, what's the point of 6 seconds. But whatever. I'm on Vine. Find me there. Facebook's got 2 pages, whatever. But just stick with me. I'm going someplace fun, and if you want any inspiration, just know that the only thing that's stopping you is you when you stop. My favorite quote.
Game right there by Tanj, though. Love you dearly, sweetheart. Hey,
thank you so much.
You're gonna keep a smile on my face probably from now to the next time we talk. So.
Hey, that's what's up. That's my goal in life, is to make people feel better about themselves after I leave their presence. So that's what's up.
Oh no, you ain't never left. You still gonna be here. We gonna kick it again. So just FYI on that one though. So.
Okay.
It ain't over till it's over, baby. So definitely. But I appreciate you, and I thank you not just for calling in, but thank you for being this kind of woman that even a guy like myself and other men can appreciate as well, because I love the fact that you're working hard, grinding, doing what you're doing. I love the fact that you can be that trendsetter kind of woman that other women can follow, and I appreciate you for setting a standard, not just for yourself, but, hey, at the end of the day, if you got a dream and go for it and do what you do, the best thing you can is just be able to be an example for somebody else, because I'm feeding off your energy. I always found myself as motivated, too, so you kind of turned me up a little bit more than I normally am, so love you for that.
That's what's up. Thank you. That's what's up. I love to hear that. All right.
No doubt. Hit up her website, Tanjaureen.com, for all things
Nexxlegacy.